What's going on, guys? It's JMasalsky back again with Dark Souls. So we left off in the depths. I'm not sure how much we proceeded in there, so we are going to check this out. This location is hated by many people for quite a good reason, because there are basilisks. Basilisks are my most hated enemy from my first playthrough. They induct rage by a special ability that is to curse the player. They don't have any other attacks, they are extremely easy to kill, but if you get into the mists they emit, you are screwed for life. Why? Because if you get cursed, your total HP is halved, and you basically are forced to find a way to get rid of the curse, because otherwise you won't be able to really proceed in the game. There is this gigantic rat that I don't really care about because it doesn't provide me with anything. The rats have a good chance of dropping humanities, which is a really good drop, because it's useful like all the time. There you can fall into the pits with basilisks, but because I am careful, or careful enough at least I think, I'm not going to do that. And there is the channeler. We have seen one channeler before. It was in the on that parish. He was on that weird ass ledge or whatever, and I am probably dead because yeah, he buffed all these rats, and because his buff provides a significant damage up for all enemies in a small radius, it makes that so they are extremely difficult to kill, and it's not very cool in my opinion, but it is what it is. You have to get used to it. I certainly did, since I got through the game like 15 times or whatever. So we are going to quickly get through through all this bullshit again, and I think we have pretty good chances to take him out. I think that, do we have a bow? I think we have a bow. Yes, we have a long bow and 5 feather arrows, which is not very much, which means that we are not actually going to use this. If we had more arrows, like, I don't know, 20, it would be a good idea, but we don't, so there's that. The rats are really easy, so you don't really have to worry about them being hard or whatever. This guy may be a bit of a problem unless we have a good approach on him, which means that we jump on his head like we did with two first bosses. If you remember, we killed two bosses by jumping on their heads. Well, mostly. This is one of the enemies that you can deal significant damage to by doing some kind of a special action, which means that if you position yourself correctly, you can fall on his head and deal incredible amounts of damage. So we have killed all the rats, and now it's just the channeler to kill. He has a significant damage output from his trident if he hits you right, but he didn't, so we don't really have to care about that. As you can see, I used the charcoal pine resin, which allows my weapon to deal increased fire damage, or fire damage at all. In some of these boxes there are enemies hidden, and there was a hidden large titanite shard that I can use to upgrade my halberd in the future. So we are going to proceed to the rest of the channels or whatever. There may be a rat, or there might not be, as you can see. I actually don't really remember how many rats are there exactly. Okay, there is one of the pits I was talking about. You can fall there and get killed by basilisks. Well, you may be killed by basilisks. The first time you fall in there, it's just very likely to happen to you. Oh god. And see, these are the basilisks. They are the evil of this world. And if I'm... Okay, I don't know if I'm going to survive that, but I'm going to do my best to actually do that. As you can see, they don't have any other attacks than this than spitting the cloud, which means that they are incredibly easy to kill. But if you play stupid against them, you are going to be dead in no time at all. So we have killed most of them, or at least I think so. And we are going to try and escape from this pit and go to the boss of this area, which is one of the biggest bosses of the whole game. It's quite impressive, both its design and its moveset. All I can say, it's a dragon, but it's a really different kind of dragon. You don't really see that such dragons in any games or books or really whatever. Somebody who actually thought about this boss had to be really creative, in my opinion. I mean, I think of myself as a creative person, but I don't know if I would actually manage to imagine such impressive design. As I said, it is a dragon. And I don't know if I said that before, but dragons, as we could have seen in the first cutscene, are weak to the to all lightning damage. And there is a merchant who actually sells us the gold pine resin, which makes that so our weapon does damage from lightning.
Aye, Shimmy, and good day to you. I'm Donald of Xena. I'm just a peddler of sorts. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them.
So as you can see, there is this jolly mate who can sell us up to 3 gold pine resins. Unfortunately only 3. And he sells some other interesting and useful items that I am not going to purchase because I don't really need them.
Thank you. That was a fine trade. I have this funny feeling we'll meet again soon. We'll make another fine trade, of course.
I'm not sure, but this is one of the very few people in this game who actually don't get a sad ending. Also, there is a shortcut that allows us to travel quickly back to our bonfire. I think I am going to use it, just so our path to the bonfire is this much quicker. And we are going quite strong because we are doing very well, because we are just 8 minutes in and we are almost at the boss. So that's always good. So we are going to rest at the bonfire and then proceed on straight to the boss. We don't really have our weapon upgraded this much, but I think we are going to manage to kill the boss with our +5 weapon. I mean, I have done harder things than that, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Do I have my gold pine resin on? No, I don't have that on yet, which means that I should put it on so I can use it while fighting the boss, or well, rather before fighting the boss. And we are going to proceed onwards. I don't know if I said that, but the Dark Souls game, it's one of the hardest games of 7th console generation, and there is not much to say about it, because you would really have to play it yourself, or well, watch my let's play, which I am recording right now, right? And if you are hearing this, you are listening to me anyways and watching the game. And so there is this fog gate. We are going to use our gold pine resin to have it already ready, and let's watch the cutscene. So you may think, wow, what a cute crocodile, right? Right? No. You see? It is a dragon. A very special kind of dragon. A gaping dragon. So, Dark Souls technically isn't a horror game. Technically. So we are going to get on the boss fight. There you can inflict a lot of damage on his head. Now he's going to charge, because I really know most of the movesets of bosses and enemies, so it's quite easy for me to actually... Well, something went wrong with the hitboxes and I haven't inflicted as much damage as I was hoping I would. He has this tail swing attack, which can cover up to a really large area. As you can see, he almost hit me the second time. He can do this with his head, which is like obvious on attack. Like, you would expect this attack to exist. Also, I have no idea how this hit me, and this, and basically what would hit me like a second ago. Our Bolt Pine resin just ran out, and the boss is halfway dead. Because he is a dragon, he has this jumping attack, and he just slammed his face into the floor, because like, you would expect these spikes to be useful for something. I mean, if they weren't useful for anything, why would they even be there? Dark Souls has really logical design, because there isn't that much of spiky armor that makes no sense. Like in Skyrim, you can actually see an armor that is basically made of spikes that are 90% useless. And even though that there are some helmets with horns or whatever, they are really uncommon, and Dark Souls really presents the design of games that really represent something that could be useful in real life, not just super edgy spiky weapons you can see in most RPGs, and especially you could say like in World of Warcraft, where there are oversized shoulder pads and whatnot. So the boss is almost dead. It's like 3 or 4 hits away from death. And we are going to end this episode here. It was a really short episode, for my standards at least, because most of my episodes were like, I don't know, 30 minutes. And the boss is dead, as you can see. The Gaping Dragon is dying, and he's going to drop us the Blighttown key. The Blighttown is probably the most hated area of the whole game. At least the top of it, and you are going to see why in the next episode, because we are going to end this episode here. We are just going to pick it up, this item that lies right here, because you may actually wonder what is there. And so, this was the Gaping Dragon and the Depths. Thanks for watching, and see you next time!